What's up guys, Schmitty here, welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about when we can expect our first bit of gameplay for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It seems to be a popular topic going around right now. People are wondering where we're going to get our first taste, our first look at this gameplay for this game, because so far, all we've gotten is our very first reveal trailer that did show a bunch of in-game footage, but isn't necessarily raw gameplay. And other than that, we just got a couple screenshots at E3. No gameplay was shown to the public. They've shown some to YouTubers that they invited out back over at Infinity Ward about a week before the reveal, and they invited more YouTubers and some press in to check it out during E3, but nothing has yet been shown to the public, and a lot of people are wondering when we're going to be seeing our first bit of gameplay, and a lot of people feel that we're really behind schedule this year, when in fact that's not really the case. There's been a lot of talk about how Infinity Ward is behind, they're not ready to show the game because it's not ready, it's not finished, and well, of course it's not totally finished, there's still plenty of time left before the game comes out, but we're really not behind schedule. The only reason it kind of seems that way is because last year Black Ops 4 was revealed so early. They had the community reveal event on May 17th, and they showed like everything for the game. Except Blackout, of course, they didn't end up showing any of that until much later, like in August. But they went into deep detail about all of the multiplayer stuff. YouTubers were able to go in and play the game there at the event, record gameplay, and bring it back. Like, we got a ton of stuff last year very early. And of course, that's not really the case this year, even though the release dates aren't too far apart. But to be completely honest, it's pretty on par with the normal schedule. It usually is later on in the summer that we actually see our first bit of gameplay. We really don't normally get anything that early. And so it seems as though we're on par with the normal schedule of Call of Duty for releasing their gameplay, releasing all of their content. And so for those worried that something is wrong with the game, that they're just not ready to show us yet, don't be alarmed. This is pretty normal for Call of Duty. It's just we had last year, so many things happened so early. I would not be worried at all about this game. In fact, a lot of the people that have gone down and seen the game, a lot of the YouTubers, a lot of the press, have said how advanced the game is for the state that it's in right now in like the process. It's pretty ahead of schedule for most games around this time before release as far as Call of Duty's go, so I wouldn't be too worried about this game. It sounds like we're in pretty good hands. They're just taking their time. They're going to reveal it to us when they're good and ready. They're going to make sure things are as good and as polished as they can be before we see our first gameplay. So anyway, when can we expect that to be? Well, all signs seem to point to, and I think the best guess is sometime in July. I would guess probably the middle of July or so would be our best guess to see our first bit of gameplay. All signs seem to point, and my best guess would be that we're going to be getting something in July. It sounds like we'll be getting our own full-on reveal, maybe something similar to Black Ops 4's, but sometime in July we'll get our first in-depth look at some of the gameplay. I'm sure it'll probably start out with some campaign. They'll kind of take us through the storyline and what they're planning on showing us with the story this year, and then maybe in that same reveal, if not maybe a couple weeks after, so we start to see some multiplayer. I think as of right now, that's our safest bet. We even have that coming in via a leak. We had a guy just before E3 that was leaking some information that he had about some of the stuff that we were going to be seeing from like the campaign, the multiplayer, the Spec Ops, all that stuff. It was the video where I talked about there potentially not being a mini map in the game this year and a bunch of that information. So the same guy is saying sometime in July we'll be getting a reveal with some gameplay and that sort of thing. And I think overall that just makes the most sense. I mean, we just got done with E3. I think if they were going to be showing us something this month or sometime relatively soon, that they would have just gone and shown it at E3. I don't think it would make any sense to show something in June like a week or two after E3, because at that point you might as well have just done it at E3. And so I think just thinking about the timeline of Call of Duty, moving forward into July just makes the most sense. We're out of the month of E3 and everything in June. They'll have their own month set aside to, you know, show us all of the gameplay that they want to. And then typically with Call of Duties, we have our betas in August. So I don't see them going past the July mark for showing us gameplay. That would just be way too late in my opinion, and I mean, we're supposed to be having a beta, of course, this year. At least a lot of us are expecting one, and unless we're getting one really late like we did with Infinite Warfare, which I doubt they will ever do again. That was just that was way too late, way too off schedule, and so I would assume we would get one around the normal time, being sometime in the middle of August, as we normally do with Call of Duties, which you think we would see gameplay at least a decent portion of time before that beta, which would give us roughly sometime end of July. I think overall that's our best expectation that we can gather from just all of the things we know about the typical Call of Duty cycle, how they've done things so far this year. And of course, like I said, that's what we're hearing from some leaks and some rumors as well. So I think with all of that fitting in, our best bet is to expect our first bit of look at the game sometime in July. Again, I know that seems late to a lot of people, but a large part of that is due to the fact that we got some stuff so much earlier last year. And on top of that, it just seems as though Infinity Ward is just taking their time. They're not in any rush to just feed us information. They want to get this game as right and as perfect as they can. Of course, this game, as well as any other game or any other thing out there, will never be perfect, but they want to refine it as much as they can before they show it to us. And you know what? Respect to that. If them having more time and just, taking stuff at their own pace is what is going to bring us the most refined and best possible game that we can get this year, then by all means, go for it. I'm itching to see this game too. I really want to know what we're going to be seeing. I want to know what this game looks like from the first-person perspective of the in-game screen, because that trailer was incredible. Some of these screenshots look incredible. As well as I know a lot of you guys are as well, just dying to see this game. But at the end of the day, doesn't really matter when we see it, when the game is 4.5 months still until launch. At that point, I feel like it would just make the overall wait for the game seem longer. And so look, bottom line, Infinity Ward, just take your time, make the best game that you possibly can. And guys, I think we can expect to see some stuff here in July, followed by a beta in August, and then following that, just a couple more months until the release of the game on October 25th. Anyway, down below in the comments, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Do you think we will be waiting until end of July to finally see some stuff? Do you think it'll be earlier? Do you think it'll be a little bit later? There's still a lot of time to work with before the release. Like I said, we're still 4.5 months out until this game even releases. I think we got plenty of time. I think things will be all right. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smack the Schmidt out of that like button down below. If you guys enjoyed, the subscribe button down below as well. Videos go live. Hopefully you guys all have a good one. I will see you guys on another video. So long, everybody.